right, hi you guys. So I want to give you just a little tutorial today on how to sync footage to create a multi-camera performance edit for a musical performance. And so you should have already downloaded all of the clips that you need from the Google Drive, as well as the audio. So let's start a new project in Premiere Pro, okay? And I already did that. You can name it Multicam Performance and then your last name, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the project that I already created. Okay, so you can see here that I already synced all of the camera angles, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. I'm gonna just delete these off of my timeline, okay? So you should, from your project window, just remember double click here, import all of your camera angles. So here's camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4, and then here's the song. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to stack all of these onto the timeline, okay? And when I say stack, I mean you're gonna put all of them right on top of each other, okay? Camera 3, camera 4, and then last but not least, the song, okay? And then so now, once I have stacked all of these, I can highlight them all. So I'm gonna click and draw a box so that I select all of them on my timeline, okay? And then so now we need to synchronize these clips. So I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna say synchronize. And there's a couple different options for how you can synchronize the clips. These people, when they were filming, they used a slate, okay, or a clapper. And so the purpose of that clapper is to keep track of the take numbers, but also so that you can use that clapping noise as a syncing point. So I'm gonna say I want it to sync using the audio, and I wanna say using the track channel would be 1, okay? And then I'll just say okay. It will analyze all of those clips, and then now you should see now they're a little bit off from each other on the timeline, so that's because it automatically moved them around to sync them, okay? And if you zoom into the timeline here, we can see right here was the syncing point. This is the clapper. This is the clap of the slate, okay? And then so that's what they use to sync all those. So that's great. They should all be synced now, okay? So now what you want to do from here, I'm going to click off of them, to deselect them, okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim them, okay? Because I know I'm going to want to trim out the clapper or the slate. So I'm just trimming all of them, okay? And then so now they should all have the same starting point, okay? And then if I want to, I can, draw a box, select them again. I can move them over to the start of my timeline, okay? And then so now they should all be perfectly synced. If you click the little eyeball to the left of each track here, you can hide a track just to kind of see what the other camera angles look like, okay? So I can see by hiding camera 2, 3, and 4 that camera 1 starts with this 2 shot of my 2 musicians here. So that's great. So that's probably what I would want to start with in the beginning of a musical performance, okay? Is that wide, that 2 shot. And so I know what I can do from here is, like, let's say I know I want it for about 10 seconds. And here's your time code right here, okay? So let's see, 10 seconds. So here's about 10 seconds in right here. And so I know I want to go ahead and use my razor tool to cut all these other ones out. And then I can just click them and delete them, okay? Because I know I want to only start with that wide, okay? And remember, Premiere is always going to show what's on top, okay? So then it's gonna cut over to this like jarring, you know, camera 4, but I don't want that, okay? So I wanna see what the other angles look like. I think I wanna start with the singer, okay? So maybe from the camera 1, now I wanna go to the singer on camera 2. So all I have to do here, so let's say to about right there maybe, and then I maybe can switch over to seeing the other guy. Okay, so then until about right there, I know that I want camera 2 to be the angle that it goes to. Okay, so now I have camera 4 hidden. That's camera 4. It's a really close up on the instruments. Okay, but I want to see the other guy in the band. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my razor tool to about right there. Okay. So now you can kind of see this progression of starting at the wide, okay, and then switching to the singer, switching to this guy, okay. Actually, I'm going to trim this over because I don't want to see him playing the guitar. I want to see this other guy that I just saw. That way it makes more sense. That way it goes from him to the close-up of his hands. Okay. Then maybe I want to go ahead and cut everything else out and go back to the wide for a little while, maybe. Okay, so see how all I'm doing is I'm using my razor tool just to cut out any of the angles that I don't want showing at that particular moment. Okay, so now it would go from that close-up of him playing the guitar back out to the wide. Okay. And so you would kind of repeat this process using whatever camera angles you want in whatever part you want, okay? It's up to you how you want to cut this together. But the only thing I would definitely make sure of is to start the performance with the wide of both the guys of camera 1, okay? Because you want to make sure that they're seeing both guys at the very beginning, okay? Okay, so you would go ahead and keep doing that throughout this whole song, just using the razor blade, cutting out the camera angles you don't want, okay, and leaving the ones you do want. Once you complete that whole thing right there, you can just go in. I want to go ahead and mute the other audio tracks, and I'm just going to leave just the audio version. That's the highest quality audio. I'm going to leave that one unmuted, okay, so that's the only audio track we're hearing, okay. And then from there, all you got to do is at the beginning add a title with the artist name, with the song name and the artist name. You can use your text tool to do this, okay. So maybe I want to click in this bottom left hand corner right here and use my text tool there to add it. Or what you can do is pull up your essential graphics, and you can kind of play around with some of these like templates. So if you go up to essential graphics and you go to browse, there's these templates right here. So maybe I want to do like this one right here. I'm gonna move it. I would just click and drag it to my timeline, okay? And then what that does is it puts in a little template for you of a text graphic. And then so you would just come up here and say edit, and you would change, you would just double click that text layer right there, and that's where you would put the song title. And then right underneath it, just click that. Peter Ian Ross, I think is his name. And something Ross, the other Ross. Okay. And then now you'll see that it's got that cool template that it's using. And that will fade in and out for you. Okay. And then just at the end, make sure you can use templates here again if you want, under Essential Graphics, under Browse. For your end credits, that's up to you, where you're going to say edited by and footage courtesy of Cinestudy, okay? Or you can just use your regular text tool, okay? Edited by your name. Footage courtesy of Cinestudy. I'm going to center, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to center these, and I'm going to center them on the page as well. Center, center, there we go. And I'm going to zoom in, make this a little longer. Okay. So, and then you would just maybe at the beginning and end of the video clips add like a transition. Let's do a cross dissolve at the beginning here. Okay. And a cross dissolve at the end. Oops. And then that way it'll fade in my video, and at the end it will fade out. Okay. I'm going to add a cross dissolve to my ending graphic as well. Okay. And that's it. So you would go through the whole thing using your razor tool so that you cut up all these different camera angles, okay? All right, I hope that y'all have fun with this project. It's definitely a challenge, but you can do it. I have no doubt. It's basically just using the razor tool, okay? And syncing the clips. All right, well, enjoy and good luck.